Oh, yeah. Fix the doggone angle. Little DD Millie. How are we going to do that today? I don't know. Need a rag, a piece of cloth, a candy bar, a knife, a fork, a spoon, or a cheese stick. I'm trying, guys. I'll get up here where you can see me, except for the stupid lighting. Okay, that can work. Blah, 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 blah. Get my head up higher or the phone lower. And the lighting, oh, let me see if I can turn this thing on and get backlighting, ambient lighting. Come on. There we go. Turn that blinding thing off. Now I just blinded by the light. I'm blinded by my ambient lighting. Okay, that's good. Right? Yep. And that gives me lighting for the book too. Yay. What chapter are we on? 13, I know that. 14, nope, 13. 13, the warning horn. The warning horny. The warning horn. Speaking of cheese sticks. Like when we just tear the side down, that's a lot better. I know it's too late to eat, but too bad. It's been a long day. Good day. I'm doing some off-grid cooking videos. If I can get my stuff together on. Okay. Don't you see? I told you the horn was trying to warn me, blowing to warn me, Susan said to John. You squeeze a normal bicycle horn to warn other people, but the horn on a Spirit Flyer works the other way around. Maybe, John grunted. Talk about the old bicycle instruments made him feel uneasy. The two children were in the garage looking at the mysterious old bicycles. Supper was over, and John had just finished washing the dishes. John wasn't really convinced Susan was right about the horn and mirror, since he had never heard or seen anything to begin with. He didn't know what to think. He looked at Susan's Spirit Flyer carefully. He touched the big rubber bulb horn lightly with his fingers. Then he gripped the bulb and squeezed. The air squished out the bulb. The bell-shaped mouth, but barely made a sound. See, it doesn't even work like a regular horn, Susan exclaimed excitedly. But how do you know it was this horn? John demanded. Still not convinced. I didn't hear it. But it's probably meant for just for me, since it's my Spirit Flyer, Susan said, and I think you hear it in a different way altogether. I think it's a deeper sound because it comes from the deeper world. The big garage doors were open, and there was still plenty of light outside. Lois and Catherine were riding their smaller Spirit Flyers up and down the street in front of the Kramer house. They were zigzagging back and forth, playing some sort of game with two other neighbor children. John rubbed his chin as he looked at the horn. The mirror must work in a similar way, Susan said, touching it carefully. It reflected back to that first day we went through the black window, and it must have shown me that for a purpose. Yeah, for what? John asked. We already knew we were there. So what? I don't know for sure, Susan said. Maybe it's like what Mom says about hindsight. Sometimes you see things a lot more clearly later on after something happens, only this time we saw deeper. So I still don't see, John said suddenly. I don't understand. Well, the mirror showed us wearing those chains, Susan said. It works in a deeper way. We know you can't see those chains like regular, everyday chains. Grandpa told us that. I also saw that hook. I wonder why it's there. We never saw that the first time we were there, but we did see it when we saw that ghostly double of you, didn't you see? I don't guess I need to see anything since you're such an expert on Spirit Flyers in the deeper world now, John accused. I guess you don't want to talk about it, Susan said crisply. Crispy critter. Well, I was the one who first had a Spirit Flyer, wasn't I? John said defensively. Nobody in this family knew beans about them. I got the stolen bikes back, and I was flying and dodging lightning while you all just locked up like a bunch of. At that point, a great gust of black smoke belched out of John's mouth with a long hiss. Oh, boy. John's eyes went wide with surprise. John tried to close his mouth, but couldn't. The ugly smoke just kept spewing out and blew straight toward Susan. Susan began to cough as a cloud of smoke surrounded her. The smoke smelled terrible, and the girl felt like she was going to suffocate. She wanted to run away, but her feet seemed as heavy as lead. Stop it, John, Susan wheezed. Make it stop. John shook his head helplessly. He couldn't control it. The smoke kept hissing out of his mouth. Susan backed up until she was pressed against the wall, but the cloud of smoke followed her. Then she saw her spirit flyer through her watery eyes. She inched through the darkening cloud of smoke toward the old red bicycle. Get on the bicycle, yeah, then you'd be safe. Just then, Lois, Catherine, and two neighbor children rode up the driveway. Look at the smoke, Catherine screamed in delight. Is there a fire? No, it's coming out of John's mouth, Lois said. How odd. It's like he swallowed a smoke bomb. What are you two talking about? Asked a neighbor girl named Betsy. Yeah, I don't see any smoke, said the other neighbor girl, Michelle. Well, why is her sister acting like that? Yeah, she looks funny, Betsy giggled, and so does John. He looks mad. Why is his mouth open? Is he yelling at her? I don't hear anything. You don't see all that smoke, John? Lois asked. Are you blind? It smells terrible, Catherine said. And it's hurting Susan, see? Something's wrong, Lois said. Stop doing that, John. You're scaring me. I'm sorry, John suddenly gasped. With those words, he was able to close his mouth, which cut off the flow of smoke. At the same time, Susan grabbed the handlebars of the spirit flyer with both hands. The cloud of smoke was so thick around her that she could barely see. But then the smoke began to clear. Susan heard a sound like water going down a drain, and when she looked down, she saw the smoke going into the mouth of the old river horn on her spirit flyer. Wow, this horn is sucking up the smoke, Catherine shrieked, clapping her hands together. Like a vacuum cleaner, Lois added. Look, the smoke disappeared rapidly into the trumpet-shaped mouth of the horn. The garage was clearing. The two neighbors children looked puzzled. Betsy looked back and forth, trying to see what the others were staring at. I don't see a thing, Betsy complained, or hear a thing. You guys are just playing pretend, Michelle added, and it doesn't seem fair to play without us. The last bit of the evil-smelling smoke swayed and curled around like a funnel cloud of a tiny tornado as it was sucked into the horn. Then the sound stopped. All four Kramer children let out a sigh at the same time. It's gone, Susan said, staring at the horn. Wow, did you ever see anything like that? Catherine squealed. I think it was awful, Lois said. What did you do, John? Were you trying to hurt Susan? I wasn't trying to, John said softly. Or maybe I was, deep inside. I was mad at her. What are you talking about, Betsy said. It's as if you're seeing things that aren't there. I didn't see any smoke. That's because you don't have a spirit flyer, Catherine said simply. I bet that's it, isn't it, Susan? I think you're right, Susan said. She coughed to clear her throat. I'm not sure. It seems like the longer you're around the spirit flyer, the more questions you have. You guys are a weird family, Betsy said. Yeah, Michelle said. Come on, Lois said. Let's play bicycle tag. Betsy's it. She screamed joyfully as she shot down the driveway and into the street. The other three girls yelled and took out after her. John and Susan watched the girls playing in the street for a few minutes. I'm beginning to see there are a lot of things I don't know, John finally said inside. Susan walked over and patted him on the arm. It's okay, though, Susan said. We're learning more and more, and that's good. I thought the horn was just a warning device, but look at what happened to the smoke. Who knows what else it can do. John walked over to his spirit flyer. He looked at the bicycle a long time. The tires looked so flat that he wondered if they were ruined. He looked up at the box that held the old worn instruments on his bike. I could help you put the instruments on your bike, she offered. John nodded quietly as if agreeing. But then a frown crossed the boy's face. But we need to go get the toys at the dump first, John blurted out. They belong to me. Can't you forget about those dumb toys just for a little while? Susan asked. You just don't like the idea that I found them first, John accused. His eyes suddenly went into little angry slits. You want them for yourself. Well, I'm going to get back what belongs to me, and you won't stop me. With those words, John strode into the house, slamming the door behind him. Susan sat down on her bicycle on the side. He's like a mental case or something, the girl whispered to herself. 1 minute he's happy, and then he blows up like a firecracker. He acts like two people. I wish I knew what was going on. Susan parked her bicycle and closed the garage door. If she had looked in the mirror of her old red bicycle just once more, got the shadow I'm fighting, she would have seen the answer to some of her wishes. I guess I can turn a little bit. She thought of looking, but she heard Aunt Bernice calling her from inside the house. She closed the garage door and walked wearily inside. The last thing she wanted to do was listen to the criticisms of Aunt Bernice. Inside the dark toy store, Mrs. Happy sat before the black window and watched John Kramer storm into the house. She smiled broadly. Then she sighed. Several long, thin hooks were poked through the window and left dangling. The old woman wiggled one and sat back. "See us done your bird brain?" the old woman asked the crow who was sitting on her shoulder. "That's the way to carry out an operation." The boy was beginning to slip away, and we could have been in serious trouble the way he was looking at that box of bicycle instruments. So I just reminded him of the deal he made and his reward. As long as we can keep him confused, the target day will come, and he will be eating ashes with the rest. Though the girl is quite covered in the cloud, we can still get a hook or two in for a good strong tug. She'll read the book again, the crow said, looking toward the door, the window, sorry. "True, but she's upset and won't get much out of the reading, perhaps," Mrs. Happy replied, "and maybe we can prevent her. She's feeling rather sorry for herself and abandoned by her parents. The aunt is already a sore point. Maybe we can use her." Mrs. Happy smiled and wiggled the hook. A few seconds later, Aunt Bernice was calling Susan. The old woman and crow watched Susan walk wearily into the house. "We'll eat ashes on this one," the old woman said with a smile as she watched Susan and Aunt Bernice begin to argue. "It's all how you work the chain. If all goes well, we'll even get to her while she dreams." She began to laugh, and the crow cackled too. "There you go, people. Okay. God bless everybody. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of parallels here in what's going on in my life and the people that hear. We had a talk today earlier, a little while ago, about a couple of people here. And there's differences of opinion, granted, but you've got people that lie and backstab. Not lying. That's a major problem. Okay, good night. Anybody said two people were on, maybe Zapton and who? Johnny. What part of Missouri are you? Southwest Missouri, sir. Journey Acres, sorry. Not Belly Acres. I'll look you up I'll subscribe to you. If you're still on, you might want to tell me your name or whatever if you want. I'm in Southwest Missouri, about an hour north of Springfield, not too far from Stockton, about half an hour from Stockton. And I'm going to have a meetup on the 14th through the 18th, kind of an open house on Stockton Lake, a cabin there, well, a house there. It's a 2-bedroom house, and it's got it says about half mile from the lake, a real beautiful beachfront property. Look at Stockton Lake Escape, and that's where it's at. It's a house. You can look it up on any number of sites, Airbnb, Vrbo, blah, blah, blah. Just look it up. It's got 28 pictures of the house and the shore and the beach and whatnot. We do outdoor cooking. We can do some survival teaching and stuff. Some off-grid cooking. I have a series of videos going. I'm not doing too good with it because I have just one video up so far, but I'm going to do a number of different types of cooking devices, okay? In other words, low power, low electrical power, stovetop, campfire, Dutch ovens, crock pots, what's called thermal cookers, AirCore walk-away cooker. So kind of be an open house. Everybody's invited. You can come by. Just gotta have to make an appointment. You have to, agreement to come by at a certain time. And I'm gonna do a video. I'll just say it right now. I'm gonna do another video, but I want to put the word out there. I need some financial help with this operation. We're up against. A subscriber of mine, it paid for the thing already. Paid for the house. Paying for bus fare to get here from New Mexico. Gonna run a car, and it's well over $1,000 already, and she can't do it all. So I don't have $1,000. I don't have $500. So I'm gonna put a video out and send it to some people that have helped me out before, and hope that somebody can pitch in a little bit to help us out. And the reason I'm doing this is partly because I'm calling it the mini expo, because I wasn't able to go to an expo in Roby, Missouri, not last week, but the weekend before. It was the 26th and 20th. Well, it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th of May was a preparedness expo. Okay, in Missouri, had people from all over the country, no question. So I'm kind of upset about not being able to go to that. I was going to be one of the speakers. I was going to sell products. It didn't work out. It was, didn't get a ride there. Somebody didn't want to take me, so whatever. But I want to do this as just a family reunion, wedding anniversary, birthday party, and preparedness expo. Did I get them all? family reunion, birthday party for my daughter, Father's Day, Preparedness Expo, and wedding anniversary. My wedding anniversary would be the 18th of June, 45th wedding anniversary. I'm divorced, yeah, for 7 years, but whatever. 7 years is a good time to celebrate a wedding anniversary, you know. So, because we raised five really wonderful children. I mean, my kids are so cool that I have adult men who have younger children call me up and ask me how I raise my children because what I do to make them to bring them have them come out so good, so mature, and so godly, and have really good marriages, and you know, they got good jobs. They're hardworking kids. They're honest, wonderful. They respect adults. In fact, that's one thing that was one thing was homeschooling. We would go out in public, and about within a half an hour, somebody would come up to us and kind of get us aside. Your kids, you homeschool your kids, don't you? And we go like, who ratted us out? You know, because back then it was like virtually illegal. You know, you get busted, you get reported to social services for homeschooling your children. You're supposed to you put them in public school system. We didn't do that, and we go, how do you know? Because your children are intelligent, they can carry a conversation, they respect adults, and you know, about four different things. They respect adults, can carry an intelligent conversation, and they have good manners, and et cetera, et cetera. So they have to be homeschooled because they sure as hell couldn't be public schools. So products of public school. So anyway, that was pretty cool. That's one of the key things. But there's other things I know that we did and did not do that resulted in us having five children, and all of them are awesome, wonderful children, and they're all godly kids, and they go to church and do wonderful, good things. They are hardworking, and you know, have good marriages, good solid marriages, and whatnot. So, yep, I can give people advice on that. So, anyway, 14th through the 18th on Stockton Lake. I'll give you the address later if you want to get in touch with me on it. But look at Stockton Lake. It's Umber Heights is the region. Umber, Umber, Umber Heights. If you look that up, Stockton Lake, Umber Heights is a little subdivision development, whether the homes is in there and whether that's going to be. And it's a half a mile from the lake. I think you could walk there pretty quick, easy, and drive there. Whatever. I don't know. I haven't been over there to see. I haven't been able to get over there. I'd like to get over and look it over. But anyway, maybe I can get a ride to do that someday soon. And it's coming up. We'll have a laptop set up with pictures of all my children and my family, my wife, and you know, our family pictures. And also, I just was able to tap into photographs that my father took, my father, over a period of decades, camping trips and stuff. Us growing up, you know, Easter Sunday dressing up in dresses and little cute little suits and stuff, and cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff. So I've never seen those pictures for decades, probably 40 years since I've seen my children also. They'll be able to look through them and see them. She can't pay for all her stuff because she can't afford it. Anyway, you know, I sent them to her so she could look through them too because I went to grade school with her. That's amazing. We went to grade school together and we had some pretty awesome experiences together later on. I'll tell some of that other time, but I need help. I need financial help, so I'm gonna probably just do this video and send it out to people. So a lot of things are going on. A lot of bad things are going on. The other day, so I got to get off here. I'm probably about dead. Anyway, so I'll subscribe to you. Write me a thing if you want. I'll put my email in here too. So in the comment section, somebody put my email up there. I figured out how I could do this, but I don't remember. How can I do this right now? I don't know. I don't think I know. Save highlight. No. What's that one do? Nope, that's not it. That's not it. That doesn't do me any good. I figured out one way to do this. Oh, it's on a tablet. I'm on my tablet. I can't do it. So, okay. Good night. Who is that? Journey Acres. Journey Acres. Welcome aboard. Just to tell you real quick too, if you look at my channel, I have a lot of videos. I got thousands of videos, literally about 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. I have no idea how many. I have about 1,000, 300. Probably have about 1,000 playlists. Seriously. Granted, 300 one topic, flat Earth, but I got 700 other videos on, you know, homesteading, prepping, food, shelter, alternate home building, just probably about 1,000 different topics. Okay, because I got 1,000 different playlists, but you know, I've studied many topics over the years, over the decades, and that's one of the biggest things I do is distill information and get it out to people free of charge. and I should be charging. I should have been charging. I should have been making money doing it somehow. Writing books on Kindle. I need to start doing that, but I need help doing it. I need a laptop. Blah blah blah. Anyway, so that's it. That's it. Okay, so God bless. But basically, my message is that the Ozark Plateau is a gigantic fortress. It's a gigantic safe haven. It's a gigantic land of Goshen, right smack dab in the middle. I mean, dead center in the middle of the United States, the continental United States. And when I say continental United States, I mean the future continental United States. In other words, from Canada to Mexico, from the Rockies to the Appalachians. That's the continental United States. The rest of it is irrelevant. The rest of it is dead man zone, DMZ, dead man zone, demilitarized zone. No, it'll be a lot of it in the ocean. A lot of Texas, a lot of western United States, a lot of the Mississippi River Valley will be underwater. East Coast will be underwater. Look at some of the future maps of the United States. Look on Disaster Girl.